Hi, my name is Lucia Dal Negro, I'm Italian and I'm a speaker of DIF 2017, where I'm about to present a project called VOILA. VOILA stands in close connection with the DIF topic Future of Design. But in this case, instead of focusing on product design, my project refers to redesigning an intangible thing, communication, within an intangible environment, the web. Before digging into the project, let me ask you two questions. How many videos do you watch online in a year? I guess a lot, ranging from news to tutorials, classes, and so on. Second question. How would you feel noticing that such material, all these videos, are not released in a language that you completely understand or speak? Again, I guess a little bit excluded and marginalized, far from what is at the center of the debate. This is what happens regularly to deaf people watching online contents that are not translated into sign language. They just sometimes have subtitles or interpreters using sign language. Should we then just ask for more interpreters and more subtitles? I guess not, because this is just the baseline. We should aim higher, way higher. What if deaf people could be in the screen using their language, sign language, instead of being represented by intermediaries like interpreters or tools like subtitles? And what if all online users, no matter their physical condition could understand everything is said? What if such videos could help fighting social exclusion and marginalization of deaf people from online contents? This is VOILA, a registered format for producing videos that are simultaneously accessible to deaf people and people that can hear. The way for that is to reshape communication in a way that could be inclusive of not just hearing people, the majority, but also people that cannot hear, including them into what is communicated through such videos. Together with my team, we walk the talk of linguistic and social inclusion, engaging deaf people in the process of developing such types of video. Developing basically a third language which results from the contamination of oral Italian and Italian Sign Language. We spent many hours together with deaf people developing and shaping basically a script that could be equally accessible and understandable to such different type of public, hearing people and deaf people. It was an incredible experience of participative project development in which meanings had to be equally perceived by all viewers. For instance, we got puzzled on how to express the same thing using two different grammars with the same amount of seconds, like 5 seconds for the introduction, 8 seconds for starting with the contents, but with grammar structures that were different and implied different time. Secondly, we also had to find a solution on how to substitute foreign words that in sign language do not exist, but were on the contrary needed in the Italian script of the video. Lastly, we had to find an Italian expert of something, brave enough to share the screen with a deaf person, keeping the attention high and making the video understandable and advance with the contents. Just have a look at the backstage of VOILA, starring Clio Zammatteo, the Italian most famous makeup artist, who accepted to release the first ever makeup tutorial released in a way that is understandable to deaf and hearing online users. And enjoy it! And now let's see voila applied to cooking classes.
Sciogliamo il cioccolato con il burro. E poi lasciamo raffreddare. Aggiungete la farina di mandorle, gli amaretti tritati e il cacao amaro. E mescolate il tutto con delicatezza. E voilà, la ricetta è pronta. Adesso provateci voi.
So what's special here? Well, the thing is that both girls are using their own language to describe the recipe, and everyone can understand. So using the same amount of time, both cookers are explaining all the passages for cooking this wonderful and very good Italian recipe. Now let's see voila applied in another area, which is a project for the accessibility of Italian museums. So have a look at how the method, voila method, could work also in this area.
Un esempio è il progetto VOILA, che fa comunicazione d'impresa in modo inclusivo, cioè accessibile a più soggetti, integrando lingue diverse come la LIS, lingua italiana dei segni.
In questo video si racconta la mostra in corso in una lingua speciale. Buona visita!
So what's special here? The fact that differently from the previous example in which contents were very practical and very detailed as they must be in a recipe, here contents were more general. Nonetheless, voila method has succeeded in explaining a theoretical project dedicated to the accessibility of Italian museums. And now finally, let's continue with watching the real makeup tutorial explained by Clio Zammatteo. We've seen the backstage, now let's see the video.
Ciao Natalia, sei pronta? Cominciamo! Partiamo con la base già pronta e anche le sopracciglia. Adesso vado a mettere della cipria sotto gli occhi, in modo che se cade dell'ombretto poi lo possiamo rimuovere facilmente. Prendo un ombretto color tortora e lo applico su tutta la palpebra mobile. Prendo un pennellino più piccolo rigido e applico un marrone scuro all'attaccatura delle ciglia per creare contrasto. E per scaldare il viso vado ad applicare una terra. Ed infine sulle labbra un gloss naturale per dare luce e volume.
And in this case, the difficulty was to translate French words into Italian Sign Language and oral Italian using the same amount of time. So, you've seen 3 possible applications of Voila project, ranging from cooking classes to accessibility projects dedicated to museums to makeup tutorials. We can use it as a tool for saying whatever we want. So now let's continue with the explanation of how it works. Voila is linked to what DIF explains as, rather than just creating a single product for a single customer, designers of today have to face a new challenge to create better systems adapted to a world of connected citizens. And who are more connected citizens than online users? Well, apparently, as they are not connected amongst themselves. Indeed, what is available to hearing people online is not understandable to people that cannot hear, and vice versa. The innovation with VOILA is that gathering together hearing and non-hearing people with co-creation methods, we've invented a third language that makes videos simultaneously accessible for all online users, no matter their physical condition, ultimately overcoming linguistic barriers that marginalize deaf people. Now let's move to the many other fields of interest in which this project could apply. Being more accessible could result in a more democratic way of communication. Now, for instance, let's scale up VOILA to 3 different fields. Education. How many online courses could be released in this way, finally reaching students with such an innovative way of teaching? Teaching what? Teaching math, history, or economics. Another example could be art. How many words' beauties could be perceived in this inclusive way, ranging from the latest exhibition at the MoMA in New York to a Renaissance painting in Florence. And lastly, politics. How many policies, ranging from gender to environmental ones, could find new insights if only presented to a completely new public in such an inclusive way? After all, shouldn't politics reach us all? Then why not online? This is systemic change. By reshaping the language structure in order to reshape communication, we can fight marginalization, racism, and social exclusion. By questioning the very basic assumptions underlying to language structure, we can design communication in a way that identifies new solutions for enhancing social inclusion. A completely new scenario where to overcome prejudices, barriers, and cultural exclusion. So, thanks for your time. I hope you like our project. I hope you like VOILA, and keep in touch. Ciao.